Hello there from Universal Orlando. I have not been on this side of the parking garage in a long time. I'm here to go to Halloween Horror Nights. Hooray! So I'm currently here about half an hour before the park closes because I would like to go take advantage of Stay and Scream. I did Stay and Scream a few weeks ago when I came to Horror Nights for the first time with Jorge, but I didn't really show how I did it. I just kind of ended up into the, I guess, the quarantine area for Stay and Scream. So I want to kind of document my experience doing Stay and Scream if I can do it. I have less than half an hour, so we'll see. Stay and Scream is when you have valid admission into the theme parks, as well as a valid ticket for Halloween Horror Nights or a annual pass to Horror Nights, which is a frequent fear ticket, which is what I have. And essentially, once you get into the park, you have to be in the park before the park actually closes for the day, which for me is in about 25 minutes. And once you're inside the park, instead of having to leave and come back through the front entrance and then waiting until 6 o'clock, I think, when the event actually starts, you can just kind of be quarantined into these areas, and then you can go to a house and pretty much take full advantage of the time that you have inside the park. I'm explaining this quickly because I don't want to miss my chance to get inside and do Stay and Scream, but there are a few different Stay and Scream locations where they can corral you, and I'm going to be going to the New York one, which is where I went last time, which goes to Ghostbusters and Stranger Things. Okay, and I made it. I think I can slow down just a little bit because I think I'm doing pretty good on time. I just need to use my annual pass to get into the park, and then my HHN ticket to get into the Stay and Scream zone. Whew. Definitely cutting it a little bit close tonight with 10 to 15 minutes before the park closes to get inside for Stay and Scream. It's also after Halloween now, so this is kind of when the event usually slows down a little bit. But I guess I'll find out and see. Okay, Universal closes at 5 o'clock tonight. I have my annual pass and my Stay and Scream pass. There's a few people already kind of camping out and waiting to get inside, but I can go over here and go to a Stay and Scream zone. Okay, with 10 minutes left, I made it inside the park. That was definitely cutting it pretty close, but I'm heading back to New York for my Stay and Scream area. I'm gonna walk through all the various scare zones to get there, but it should definitely be worth it. I sure hope so. It's always weird seeing the scare zones before they're utilized for the event, just because they look so nonchalant and innocent. I'm not gonna be really doing the scare zones tonight. Tonight's kind of all about the houses because I haven't really had a good house run night in kind of a while. So this is actually kind of funny. I made this boo-boo last time that I was here because this is the scare zone over here, but to get inside you have to go all the way around and then enter in kind of back over there to get into this scare zone. So I turned around, there's an arcade, this is Shrek. You have to go down this tiny little pathway to go around Transformers and then get into the Stay and Scream area way back over there. So I made it around Transformers. There's the Stay and Scream right there, and I'm pretty sure that this is the end of the line to get into the Stay and Scream area. That is crazy. So that one long line kind of leads to a bunch of individual smaller lines, and this is where you scan your pass to get into the Stay and Scream area. Okay, so I'm officially inside the Stay and Scream area. This is for Ghostbusters and Stranger Things. This entire area is for the Stay and Scream. Now, I do have to go down this alley over here to kind of start getting in line because the line kind of wraps around this building for Stranger Things and Ghostbusters. So if you want to get a pretty far up space in line, even though you are in the Stay and Scream area by being in here, you need to kind of get over there and get in line as soon as possible. I also grabbed a map for the first time, even though I know where everything is. I haven't said hi yet, so hello. Here I am at Universal Studios. Sorry, it was a little bit stressful kind of getting into the Stay and Scream area from the parking lot, but it took about half an hour, so a little bit after 4:30 from pulling into the garage to getting into the Stay and Scream area, a little bit after 5 o'clock. So the park is now officially closed. Now they're setting up for Halloween Horror Nights, which is going to start in about, well, an hour, I guess. It starts at 6 o'clock, but they should kind of corral us and then take us over to the house a little bit before it opens. So we'll see, but I'm excited. The whole point was to come to do Stay and Scream, to just try to do as many houses of my favorite houses from this event as I possibly can, because tonight's the final night that I can come with my frequent fear pass, which is also on the back of this map, which would have been very helpful for me at the start of the event. Okay, but now I'm turning the corner to get in line for Stranger Things. When Jorge and I came, we did Ghostbusters, which was a lot of fun, but Stranger Things is the most popular by far, so I'm doing it. So you can kind of see that there's a divide here, and that's because that is the line for Ghostbusters, and this is the line for Stranger Things. So now I think we just all wait about half an hour, and then we'll be led inside the respective houses. This is going to be exciting. Okay, so Stranger Things has started to shuffle up a little bit. Ghostbusters is still there on the left, and I do have to amend what I said earlier. Jorge and I did do Stranger Things when we did Stay and Scream last time. We did not do Ghostbusters because Stranger Things is going to have the inevitable highest wait time of the night. Alright, moving up in line, passing through the Zombieland double tap scare zone, heading around the corner and getting in line. Oh my! For Stranger Things. Made it back to the New York Public Library facade. Just kind of hanging out back here, slowly shuffling forward. Should get back here pretty soon. Okay, this seems to be where the line stops. There's a couple down and backs, and then the straight shot into the sound stage all the way down there. So it should be like a 20-minute wait. We'll see. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock on the dot. This is the line that's opened up for us. So we're getting pretty close to the sound stage, which is right back there. So this is kind of cool, turning the corner to head into the final couple down and backs before heading inside Stranger Things. Somebody inflated a bunch of orange balloons, and they're just kind of bopping them around both of the lines for us and Stranger Things. That's fun. This is fun. There goes all the scare actors into the Yeti house. I'm hopefully going to be doing that one a little bit later on tonight, because that one was my favorite one of the event when I ranked all the houses. So it's about 6:30 now, so definitely been waiting kind of a while for Stranger Things, but it's absolutely going to be worth it. But the house entrance is pretty much one down and back away, so I'll see you in just a minute. All right, all done with Stranger Things. Now I'm heading to the back of the park to do the houses back there. Stranger Things kind of lets out back there with Ghostbusters, and this is the line for the Ghostbusters house, which isn't really that bad, but it's a little bit longer than I'd like to commit to waiting right now, because I do want to do some of the, I guess, a little bit less popular houses, which are going to be in the back of the park right now, because the event started about half an hour ago. So actually I take that back. I'm probably going to go to Yeti next, because it has a pretty reasonable wait time for this early in the night. And I definitely want to do Yeti again. And I also want to do Ghostbusters again, so I should probably do those if I can before I head to the back of the park, or at least one of them. This is the Zombieland double tap scare zone over here, which I have yet to see during the daytime. And I'm really glad that I did Ghostbusters, not Ghostbusters, I'm glad that I did Stranger Things when I did, because it's a 145-minute wait right now. 145 minutes. Okay, so next up is going to be Yeti, which is in the Jimmy Fallon building. It's kind of a weird house entrance. We have to go inside Jimmy Fallon, then you kind of sneak through and you go into the back where the soundstage is. Every time that I've done Yeti, it's been at the very end of the night. It's been the last house that I've done, and it's also been the shortest wait time, and I always rank it really high, and I'm wondering if that's the reason why I ranked it high. So that's why I'm doing it now when there's kind of a reasonable wait. It's at the beginning of the night, so we'll see if it deserves my top rank, I guess. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be waiting in line for this one, because the line stops right here, pretty much right underneath Rip Ride Rocket, right up there. Okay, so I made it from right over there to right over here in line. Probably have a few down and backs to go, and then inside the sound stage. I'll only be waiting about 10 minutes so far, which is not bad. So it was posted at a 35-minute wait, and it looks like that's pretty much what it's going to be, exactly on the dot, heading inside into Yeti. Okay, so I just got out of Yeti, and even though I actually didn't really get many scares at all in there just now, that is still my favorite house. The set design, the characters in there, it is just so well done and fun to walk through. Hanging out over here by the Zombieland Double Tap Scare Zone. I'm gonna head to the back of the park now that it's dark and the event has officially started. So if I was really hoping for some low wait times in the back of the park, probably not gonna be the case. My goal tonight was to try to get through my top 5 favorite houses one more time. And I already did Yeti and Stranger Things, which were my top 1 and 2 respectively. And I want to do Universal Monsters, I want to try to do Graveyard Games, and then Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters especially, because I watched the movie last night. So I gotta go to the house and kind of see how it compares to the movie, now having just watched it. Okay, I'm kind of thinking about getting some food and bringing that in line with me, because I'm getting kind of hungry. I'll think about it. Okay, yep, I decided to come back over to the Starcourt Mall over here. Well, not really back over here, but I was here a couple nights ago with Brennan, and I'm gonna get myself some food because I'm hungry. Okay, and here's what I got. I got the nachos. Gonna get really close to the sign here so you can kind of see what's going on. Looks like there's some salsa, some queso, some cilantro, some jalapenos, and then probably some other mystery stuff that I'm gonna find out on my way over to the back of the park, probably for Universal Monsters. It's either gonna be Universal Monsters or Graveyard Games, whichever one has the less wait time. Just walking through the Vikings Undead Scare Zone right now with my nachos, which are Super good. Highly recommend them. Very affordable too. Well, joke's on me, they both have a 45-minute wait, so I'm just gonna have to choose which one I get in line for, and it's probably gonna be Graveyard Games, because that one always has kind of a long wait, and 45 minutes doesn't seem terrible comparatively to what it could be. Okay, so this isn't bad. That's the line for Universal Monsters right over there, but the line for Graveyard Games stops right over here, kind of by the Nut House coaster, which isn't terrible. I've waited farther back than this before. Okay, only about 20 minutes later, I've made it to the front of the line for Graveyard Games. This is kind of crazy. This is I guess the smallest line that I've waited in thus far. This is a very, very popular house. So I just finished Graveyard Games. That's the line for Universal Monsters, which actually looks really long. Maybe it'll dilute a little bit by the time that I make it back to the front of the line. We'll see. And after the incredibly long walk back, I made it back into the park. This is the Yeti Adventure right here. And the start of both lines for Universal Monsters and Graveyard Games is right over there. So gotta hop in line for Universal Monsters, even though it looked like a pretty long wait. Now Universal Monsters is a 50-minute wait, and Graveyard Games is a 55-minute wait. I hope it's a little bit less, because Graveyard Games was, and I liked it. I still find it so fun to pass through the Barney area to get back to Universal Monsters. It's just kind of a goofy way to go to get into a Halloween Horror Nights house, don't you think? And it looks like the line stops right here at the end of the fence. Now I just gotta turn the corner, go all the way down, a bunch of down and backs, and I'll be inside Universal Monsters. There's Graveyard Games right over there, and I've made it pretty much back to the house back here. Still have probably about 20-25 minutes to go though, as far as the wait time, but I'm moving pretty quick. All right, about to finally head inside Universal Monsters. That did take about 45 minutes though, so it was kind of a long wait time, but it's gonna be worth it because I love this house. Okay, all done with Universal Monsters. Now time for the very long walk all the way back. Well, that was kind of intense. The line just to get back to the front of the house was almost as long and slow moving as the lines to get into the houses themselves. So now Graveyard Games is an 80-minute wait, and Universal Monsters is a 90-minute wait, which definitely makes sense because that was a very, very long time to wait for that. Definitely worth the wait though. That has continually been one of my favorite houses at the entire event. It was a lot of fun and I had a really good run. Now I'm heading back to the front of the park for Ghostbusters, my final house of the night. And I will have done all 5 houses that I wanted to come tonight to do, I guess. Heading back through Vikings Undead to get back to the front of the park so I can do Ghostbusters. What's kind of lame also is that my phone totally died, so I really don't know what the wait times are. At this point, I'm just kind of here to enjoy the event. Nothing to distract me whatsoever. So I could head through Vanity Ball up there and then turn through an arcade to get to Ghostbusters, but definitely the more direct route's going to be in this direction by Mel's Dine around Transformers. A little bit worried about what the wait time's going to be because right now is probably peak time for the entire event because it's almost 10 o'clock. So this is when everybody is here and everybody's using express passes. This is the line for Killer Clowns, which is not a very good sight, kind of foreboding because this isn't one of the more popular houses this year and yet it's very, very full as far as the queue goes. All right, and Ghostbusters is an 80-minute wait right now. 80 minutes! So we'll see what that looks like. Hopefully it's not that long, but it probably will be. Yep, it definitely will be. The entire queue is full right now for Ghostbusters. Darn it, maybe I should have gotten in line earlier. Oh well, I think this is a pretty good house to end on. This is probably the busiest that I've ever seen Ghostbusters. This is just a massive line. For good reason, it's a very popular, very good house, and I'm excited to see it again after finally seeing the movie, like I said earlier, for the first time in kind of a while. So I made it to the final down and back before heading back to the sound stage. It's been about 45 minutes now, and you can see that the entire queue is still very much full. So full, in fact, that the entire express queue is also full and has a few down and backs in it. That's pretty intense. All right, well, it's been about an hour, and there's still probably about 10 more minutes to go or so it's probably going to be right on the nose at around 80 minutes or a little bit less once I finally get inside, but it's going to be worth it because I love Ghostbusters. All right, just did Ghostbusters. Finally, my final house of the night. So Ghostbusters is now a 100-minute wait. I ended up waiting about 75 minutes for it, which was worth it. It was a fun house to do. And I'm heading through the arcade and then back out to the car because it's been a very long night. I think I'm gonna miss the Scare Zone the most. It was just the most interesting to me, the most beautiful. I love the colors and the neon. The characters were a lot of fun. Wasn't the scariest, but it was still very fun. People are still arriving for Horror Nights, which is good. This is probably the best time to get here in the final few hours of the event being open, because I was just here for the bulk of the busy time, which probably wasn't the best idea, but I wanted to do all those houses and I did them. So I am outside Universal now. I'm currently just kind of sitting down because I haven't been able to sit down at all the past like 6 hours, because I've been here for 6 hours. It's 11 o'clock right now. It took me that long to do all 5 of my favorite houses. I did, what did I do? I did Stranger Things, I did Yeti, I did Graveyard Games, Universal Monsters, and then finished the night on Ghostbusters. And those are my favorite houses, and I'm glad that I got to do them. This wasn't the original intent of this video. I originally wanted to come to do Stay and Scream and then see how many houses that I could do like in the first hour of the event being open and then head out. But I got selfish and I decided to do all of my personal favorite houses, which I'm glad that I did because I had a fun time. I got to eat some nachos and it was just cool. And I don't think my standings on the houses, my rankings have been really changed. Tonight it was just all about enjoying them. And I got to do that. My phone died, which kind of stunk, but I ended up entertaining myself by reading the map, just kind of a lot, over and over again. Everything that the map says, I read it, because I had nothing else to do. But now I'm heading home because I am very tired, and tomorrow I am flying out to St. Louis with Brennan to go visit my brother Travis up there. Oh no, stop getting all blurry, you're embarrassing me. Yeah, so I'm going up to St. Louis. It's gonna be super duper cold up there, but I'm ready for it. Went shopping recently, got some cold weather clothes. I also got this, which is, it's supposed to be like Eleven's like jumper that she wears in Stranger Things, but it's like a male shirt. I thought it was kind of a fun shirt to wear, so I'm heading out. Hopefully I can get back up and make it to the car, but I'll see you later. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for enjoying all this fun Halloween stuff with me one last time, even though Halloween is now over, but I'll see you soon. Goodbye.